Yeah, hello everyone. So in this session, we will see how we can use service data provider for dynamic choice list field. So if you remember our migration document, we have already covered most of the topics. So today we are discussing the dynamic choice list. Here we will discuss two things. One is service data provider and second one is picker. Today we are discussing service data provider. So let's start. Also for testing purpose, I have created a dynamic choice list field address on the opportunity object. So we will implement the same in Redwood. So let's go to navigator. So let's go to the configuration and the visual builder. So it will open in a new tab. So we already have created a project. So if you don't know how to create the project, how to deploy your changes, how to rollback your changes, you can check the Oracle Visual Builder administration playlist. So let's navigate to our project. So we already have a workspace also. Let's navigate to our workspace. Okay, first of all, the sandbox is not associated. So let me associate the sandbox. Test DCL. Okay, so sandbox association is done. I can see test DCL now. Also, one more thing, I cannot see sales application. So CX is not there. So I cannot make modifications as of now. So firstly, what I have to do, I need to include the sales dependency first. So customer experience and sales and click on plus, add dependency. So now dependency is added. So now if I go to layouts, I can see customer experience and sales. First of all, let me open the opportunity pages. Let's go to the opportunities and list. Okay, so now page is loaded. So let me change the zoom to 80% and let's navigate to a record. So now detail page is open. Let's go to the edit page. Click on details. Okay, so now edit page is loaded. So let's add our field first. So that will be our first step. So let's go to layouts, sales and opportunities. So we want to add this field on the edit layout. So this is the standard layout. So let's duplicate this one. Okay, edit page. So now let's navigate to our new page. Okay, so let me hide this. Then now what was the field name? Address. Okay, so which field we have to add? Address ID underscore C. This field we have to add. So now if I go and see, so I am able to see the address field. But if you see as of now, it will show you all the addresses. So what is my requirement? Whatever account you are selecting, the associated address should show in the address field, not all the addresses. So what we will do now, so first of all, to get the address, we need the account number because we have to get the data from the REST API. So for example, so we want to get the address details. So what we are doing here, we are passing the party number. So what we will do, here we will get the target party ID, and from target party ID we will fetch the party number, and from the party number we will get the address details. So firstly we will create a variable to store the party number. So we will go to the variables, account, party number for example, and it will be type of number field. Okay, so that part is done. So what is our requirement? We will fetch the target party ID, and from target party ID, we will get the party number. So what we will do, let's go to our event listener. And which event listener we will use? On field value change event. So we already have covered this one on field value action change event in previous session. So if you don't know, then you can check that one. So click next and click finish. So what we will check here? Target party ID. If that field is modified, then what we will do? We will store the target party ID into one temp variable. So, so now what we are doing here? Firstly, we are checking whether this field is modified or not, target party ID. If it's modified, then we are storing its value into account ID. After that, what we will do? We will call a REST API. Here we have to do event dot. So now what we will do? We will call the account API. So we will do call REST and select the endpoint. So endpoint will be CX, accounts, and select. And what will be the filter? Account ID. So what is our request? Party ID equal to the current selected target party ID from the opportunity object. So that we will pass here. So what we are saying is we are calling the account API and we are selecting the currently selected account target party ID. So which we have stored in a local variable account ID. So we will pass like this. Okay, save. So now we have got the response. So now what we will do? We will fetch the party number from that response and store it into the local variable that we have created. So we will select assign variables. We will select the variable. So that was the variable name, layout level variable account party number. And what will be the value? Value we will get from the response. Response dot body items item 0 and target party number. Okay, so it will be party number for it. Party number. So now first part is done. So actually we can get the target party number or the account number from the picker only. So that we will see in another session. So as of now, I have got this value from the REST API. So now first part is done. Now let's create a variable of type service data provider. So we will go to variables, click create, address SDP. Okay. And what will be the type? Type will be service data provider. Now select the endpoint, font and address. So from the response, what we need the address ID and formatted address. That's it. So if you remember in the previous step, we already got the account number, that is the party number. So we will map that value here because for the address, party number is mandatory. So here we have the account party number. So we will map it here and that's it. And here what is our key attribute is the address ID and text filter will be formatted address. So now what we will do, we have created the service data provider variable and we will associate it to the template to fetch the data. So we'll go to role set, address ID, and here we will create a template. Click on code, remove line number third, and let's set the single select template. Drag it here. So what will be the value? So in the label hint, let's get the value from the field property. So how we will do that? Metadata dot label hint. And what will be the data? Data we will get from the service data provider variable, address SDP. So what we want to show? We want to show formatted address, and value will be the value of the field. That's it. So now let's test our changes. So we are on the edit layout and let's select one account, KDGM. So here now it's giving the address associated to this account only. So we will select and save. So that's how you can use the service data provider for the dynamic choice list field. So just to revise our changes. So what we did, firstly we added the dynamic choice list field to the layout, the ID underscore C field. Then we created a variable to store the target party number. After that, we created the action chain to store the target party number when the target party ID is getting changed. After that, we created a service data provider variable and passed the target party number from the step third. Then we created a single select template and then we mapped the SDP variable to the template. Also, just to revise the service data provider, so it is a type of variable which fetches the data from the REST endpoint and bind it to your Redwood component. So for example, in our case, we got the data from the address API and bind it to the single select template. Hope that one is clear. Thanks for joining the session. Let me know if you have any issue. Thank you.